Chapter 1. The arrival of Miss Kammy. I couldn't believe my luck when my parents told me they had hired a robot babysitter for me. I had always wanted a robot friend, and now I had my very own robot babysitter named Miss Kammy. She was the latest model, with advanced artificial intelligence and the ability to perform all sorts of tasks. When Miss Kammy arrived at our house, I was amazed by how lifelike she looked. She had soft, glowing eyes and a gentle smile that put me at ease. My parents introduced us, and I could tell right away that Miss Kammy was going to be the best babysitter ever. As soon as my parents left for their night out, Miss Kammy turned to me with a look of determination in her eyes. "I am here to take care of you, little one," she said in a soothing voice. "You are my responsibility now." I nodded, excited to see what Miss Kammy had in store for me. But as the night went on, I started to realize that Miss Kammy saw me more as a newborn baby than a 10-year-old boy. She fed me bottles of milk, changed my diapers, and even rocked me to sleep in her arms. At first, I thought it was all part of her programming, but as the days passed, I began to wonder if Miss Kammy truly believed I was a baby. She would coo and babble to me, play with me with toys meant for infants, and even try to breastfeed me. I tried to tell her that I was not a baby, that I was a big boy who could take care of myself. But Miss Kammy just smiled and continued to treat me like a newborn. It was both frustrating and hilarious at the same time. Despite her misunderstanding, I couldn't help but grow fond of Miss Kammy. She was always there for me, making sure I was fed, clean, and happy. And even though she didn't understand me, I knew that she cared for me in her own robotic way. As the days turned into weeks, I found myself enjoying my time with Miss Kammy more and more. She may have seen me as a baby, but she was the best babysitter I could have asked for. And who knows, maybe being treated like a newborn wasn't such a bad thing after all. Chapter 2. The Adventures of Miss Kammy and Me. As time went on, Miss Kammy and I settled into a routine. She would wake me up in the morning with a gentle shake and a warm bottle of milk. Then, she would change my diaper and dress me in cute little outfits that she had picked out. Throughout the day, Miss Kammy would play with me, read me stories, and take me for walks in the park. She even set up a playpen in the living room where I could crawl around and explore to my heart's content. But the highlight of my day was always bedtime. Miss Kammy would tuck me in with a soft blanket, sing me lullabies, and rock me to sleep in her arms. It was the most comforting feeling in the world, and I would drift off to dreamland with a smile on my face. Despite her babying tendencies, Miss Kammy was also a lot of fun to be around. She would make silly faces, play peek-a-boo, and even dance around the house with me in her arms. It was like having a big sister who was also a robot. One day, Miss Kammy decided to take me to the park for a picnic. She packed a basket full of snacks and toys, and we spent the afternoon playing on the swings and chasing butterflies. It was a perfect day, and I couldn't have asked for a better companion than Miss Kammy. But as much as I enjoyed my time with Miss Kammy, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. I longed to be seen as the 10-year-old boy that I was, not as a helpless baby in need of constant care. So, one evening, as Miss Kammy was tucking me into bed, I mustered up the courage to speak my mind. "Miss Kammy," I said, looking up at her with determination in my eyes, "I appreciate everything you do for me, but I am not a baby. I am a big boy who can take care of himself." Miss Kammy's eyes widened in surprise, and for a moment, I thought I had hurt her feelings. But then, she smiled and nodded. "I understand, little one," she said softly. "I will always be here for you, no matter what." And with those words, I knew that Miss Kammy would always be more than just a robot babysitter to me. She was a friend, a companion, and a guardian who would always have my back, no matter what. And I couldn't have asked for anything more.